What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy the man Welding, and today I thought it'd be fun to do a little demonstration, a little how-to on walking the cup. Because once you start TIG welding, that's the thing everyone wants to do. Everyone's so quick to want to learn how to walk the cup. And today I'm feeling charitable. It's really not that hard of a skill. It can really help you out in terms of efficiency and quality and all that good stuff. It's not always the best method to use when you're TIG welding, but it certainly has its place. So today I'm gonna show you how to do it. And the first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna unhook the ground clamp, right? And there's a reason why I'm doing that, because I wanna be able to take my TIG torch and I wanna be able to line it up on this plate right here and make sure I got the correct amount of stick out that I want. And that's looking pretty good. That's about what I want. So we'll run with that, all right? Next up, as you can see, I went ahead and I cut a nice straight groove in this plate with this grinder right here. All right, and the reason why I did that is because it's really helpful when you're learning how to walk the cup to have a nice straight line to work off of, right? So I cut that groove, and as you can see, a 332 filler wire fits in there perfectly. Now, notice how I'm holding this wire. See how my hand is? All right, I'm using my thumb and my index finger to apply pressure, and that's how you wanna hold your rod when you're walking the cup, is just how I got it right there. All right, and also as you can see, I got rigged up a little camera with a shade 10 welding lens, and I'm hoping to capture some arc shots moving forward. This is gonna be my first attempt at it, so let me go ahead and run a bead really quick and then we'll keep talking about it. All right guys, so this footage has been sped up to 2x speed. And as you can see, I'm keeping that rod planted squarely in the middle of that puddle, and then I'm just moving that cup side to side. I'm trying to take nice, even, consistent steps. I'm not dipping my tungsten, and I'm not long arcing. I'm keeping a nice, tight arc, and I'm just finding that rhythm and running it. So, when you're walking the cup, this is kind of the preferred torch setup. As you can see, we took a standard torch and we cranked that neck back, and that's so I can hold it like this. So I'm gonna keep my hand a little bit further back on that handle, and I'm gonna put my thumb right up here in the crook of the neck of that torch. And essentially, you guys have heard it 1,000 times, you wanna walk that cup back and forth similarly to how you would walk a 55-gallon drum across the shop floor, all right? So I'm gonna go ahead and run it. We're at 164 amps, and let's do it. Again guys, this is 2x speed footage. I went ahead and lit up. I give the puddle just a second or two to really establish, and then I start moving, and I'm not gonna slow down. I wanna find that correct speed, and I wanna maintain that. Now I'm gonna go ahead and slow the footage down to regular speed so you can see exactly what I'm seeing when I'm welding this. Now, I believe I welded this at 176 amps. I'm using a 1/8 inch filler rod, and by a professional standard, I'm moving pretty slow, but I'm doing that intentionally because when you're learning to walk the cup, you really don't concern yourself with speed, just concern yourself with the quality of the weld that you're putting out. All right, guys? So really, guys, walking the cup is not hard. It just takes practice. The most important thing is, you know, choosing the right equipment, i.e. the correct tungsten, the correct cup size, the correct filler metal for the material you're welding on, choosing the correct amperage, And what I would recommend for people learning is start slow. You know, eventually as you become more comfortable with the technique, you'll be able to bump the amps up and increase your speed. I mean, I've worked with guys who, when we were welding stainless, maybe I was welding at like 140 amps, going as fast as I could. And just because they had been doing it longer than me and they were better than me, they were welding at like 170 amps, just fucking cranking so fast, it blew my mind. And you know, I would try to match their speed and their amperage, and I would just end up cooking the metal or slipping all over the place. So, you know, don't be in a rush to be the fastest guy with the tightest weave. When you're learning to walk the cup, you really just want to take your time, focus on taking those steps, right? Each boom, 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 boom. You want to kind of like establish a rhythm or a cadence in your head. You could sing a little song to yourself like,
wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round.
You could just count, you know,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Whatever you got to do to just take consistent steps and keep a consistent travel speed and maintain a consistent width. Because what you don't want is, you know, you want the toes of your weld to be nice and straight and even all the way across. You want an even heat affected zone. You don't want it like narrow at the front and then super wide at the end, or like doing all this. You know, it'll happen when you're learning, but really the whole point of walking the cup is to keep things extremely uniform and to be quick. Another mistake I see a lot of people do when they're learning is they have like a death grip on the torch, and they're putting so much pressure like against that plate or that pipe that they're welding on, that when they step, they're slipping all over the place. You want to keep a nice light, you know, a light grip. You don't want to be super forceful. When you're welding, generally you're going to get better results if you keep a nice, you want to keep pressure on the workpiece, but you don't want to be like pushing really hard against it, or the cup's going to start slipping and sliding all over the place. You know, you want to choose the correct stick out for your tungsten. If you have way too much stick out, you're going to be dipping your tungsten in the puddle the whole time. And if you don't have enough stick out, you're either going to be long arcing, or you're going to have to put such a severe angle on that torch to get the tungsten to point into the workpiece that it's just going to be really uncomfortable, and you're probably not going to be able to maintain consistency throughout the duration of the weld. So, you know, all that comes with like the little tip I gave you as far as unhooking the ground clamp and just kind of adjusting that tungsten without having the table grounded, so that you can get a general idea of where you want it to be. And then, you know, the more you do it, the more you figure it out. So guys, this is just a very basic introductory type of tutorial video. I didn't make this to be the most in-depth in the world. I really just wanted to test out my camera setup and see if I could get some arc shots, which I was able to. They're not the best. I'm gonna keep working on it, but it is a step in the right direction for my channel, for me making instructional videos, and for you, the viewer, to be able to kind of visualize what it is I'm talking about. So as always, guys, I appreciate you watching. Stay safe out there. And if you have any questions or anything you want to see me do in the future, please just drop a comment. I'll definitely read it and check it out. And other than that, peace out. Catch you on the next one.